very sad day for the fire department. In fact, anybody who lives or works in the city of Chicago and anybody who cares about humanity in general, these guys put their lives on the line every single day. And the fact of the matter is they were answering this call as they do so many times before, going to put the fire out and then go about their business. 100 years ago today, the Stockyards fire, the deadliest fire in terms of firefighters lost in the city of Chicago, occurred. And joining me right now is retired firefighter Bill Cosgrove. He's also an author. He put out several books, and one of them, the most recent, Bill, is on the 100-year fire at the Stockyards. This morning, you were out at the Stockyards, at the memorial, when you received a call about what was happening a little bit further down south.
That's correct. We were just celebrating the 100th anniversary, and we had approximately 35 firefighters there. We had like 4 pieces of fire equipment, and a couple of chief's vehicles were there. And as we were ringing in the bell, calling the names of the 21 firefighters who were killed 100 years ago.
Which, may I add, by a wall that collapsed back then.
That's correct. A 6-story building collapsed onto a loading dock, killing 21 Chicago firefighters. And that's what we were doing out there this morning. We were ringing the bell to remember that these firefighters will never be forgotten. And as we were ringing in the bell, one of the fire engines that were parked adjacent to the monument, you could hear someone yelling, "Mayday, Mayday, Mayday," and we found out that firefighters were then trapped.
The irony is just so stark and so cruel, and things changed over the years, Bill, but really the elements of fighting a fire, are pretty much the same.
That's correct. Today, you would think with the equipment and the manpower and the training and the knowledge that we have today, that we can get around a situation where a building is going to collapse or fall down. But it's the unknown that we have as our enemy. We never know when such a thing would strike us.
I know you're retired, you're an insurance investigator now, as I mentioned, an author, but you're pretty much still on the job. I mean, your heart never leaves the job. So when you received word, did you get a sick feeling in your stomach, Bill?
I couldn't speak. We were on approximately on the 8th name that we were calling when we heard this Mayday, and we were all stopped in awe, and we said the Lord's Prayer, all of us that were standing there, in hopes that the news that we heard was not going to be bad.
So as I say thank you and goodbyes, or anything you would like to say to the families of these firefighters who have perished, as well as the ones who are still pretty much fighting for their lives in the hospital?
I know there's quite a few firefighters that were injured today. My heart goes out to each and every one of them and to their families, especially at this time of the year. It's 3 days before Christmas, and it's probably one of the hardest times for anyone to have a loss like this.
God bless you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You take care of yourself. That's Bill Cosgrove. He's been on the job a long time, and the irony here is such that December 22nd, 1910, 21 firefighters lost their lives. As you heard him say this morning, they were remembering that occasion, ringing the bell when they got the call, when they heard what was happening there on the south side. It's just so incredible on so many different levels, Jan.
The ironies that are involved, what you mentioned too, Patrick, the fact that these firefighters went in that building probably searching for squatters or perhaps homeless people, trying to save them.
Yep.
And really doing what they love, trying to save a life. All right, Patrick, thanks so much.
Okay.
And we're back after this.